Today, we review a paint job, and we learn what urethane adhesive is.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the channel. Frank Mancaluso here. Today we're gonna be working on windshields front and rear. We're gonna be installing both of them. No, I will not be installing them. I am paying a professional to come over, a group of guys from a company called Glass America here in Endicott, New York. They do really good glass work. In fact, I bought both the front and the rear windshield from them. This is the front windshield here I bought, oh my gosh, must be 5 years ago, 6 years ago at this point. And the rear windshield is on its way. So we're gonna be reinstalling both of these windshields. We need to take off the masking for the rear and the front, and we need to get everything prepped, the surfaces prepped for them to do their install. I ended up giving it a really nice 5 coats of clear on here, and it is baby smooth. There are some issues here, but this can all be sanded out. As you can see, I already started sanding out the C-pillar down to 1000 grit. 5 coats of clear, guys. 5 coats is gonna go a long way here and give me a lot of latitude when it comes to, oh, there's my camera. A lot of latitude when it comes to you know, getting this thing 100% smooth. So I'm really excited about moving forward with that. So no real issues with the paint, very few drips, very happy about that. And now it's just a matter of removing this stuff and getting this car ready for the windshield installation. So excited about this. Getting this finally at least halfway reassembled back together, which is pretty cool. All right, safety first. Gotta wear the mask for these gentlemen when they're here. What they're doing is scuffing the surface right now, basically just getting something to bite to. They're gonna be using a dielectric polyurethane adhesive. And they're gonna put a continuous bead around the entire circumference, the entire perimeter of the windshield, and then lay it down. So they need to make sure that even though I've got, you know, a good primer down here, it's still just not enough bite for it. So they need to scuff up the surface and make sure that they get a really good adhesion between the metal and the actual windshield itself.
So what he's actually doing is applying a primer around the outside perimeter of where the windshield gasket adhesive will end up going. Here the other guy is actually prepping the windshield by cleaning the inside and the outside with a special type of cleaner. Actually, it's not just Windex. They use a special anti-oil adhesive type of cleaner. And he's actually putting the rubber seal, which has a brand new seal around the outside of the rear windshield. And you basically, once you squeeze that on the outside perimeter of the windshield, you can then put the windshield and the seal in at the same exact time, because the only touch that you have is with the urethane adhesive, which this gentleman is laying down right now. As you can see, it's kind of like a trapezoidal look. You want to do that and keep it as high as possible. As you can see, there's like a little bit of a flare on the corner there, and that's for overlapping concerns. You can see it later on. As you can see here, he's kind of like laying a really nice bead, almost machine laid. And you can see that the corner that I was saying earlier, there was an overlap there. You want that overlap to allow for complete and complete sealing. You don't want any type of water ingress to get in from any area. 2-guy job, obviously. Seal is installed onto the windshield right now as it sits, and 2 guys are basically setting it in place and pushing it. You really don't have too much time when you're kind of setting the windshield in place. Want to make sure that the seal is making a really good, is in good distance between, the A-pillars and the roof line, and make sure that everything is as symmetrical as possible. So you do need 2 guys in order to do that, so you can kind of shift it into place, and you kind of got to muscle it in. It's kind of interesting how it works.
All right, the gasket is installed. It's basically just sitting in place right now. Do we need tape on this to hold it from sagging? Is that a thing? No? Okay. All right, so it just sits here.
Contoured perfectly for that opening. It's, once it touches with the primers we use on the body and the primers we use on the glass, it bites pretty good. And because of the shape of the windshield, it's going to sit right where it's got to be, unlike some other brands and models.
Nice.
That and the molding itself will pinch it and hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as it was explained to me, the molding is curved in a way that allows rain to get on the windshield and it basically drives it up through the gutter system and then back out. Makes it more aerodynamic and also more efficient that way. So the guys just left Glass America. These guys did a really great job, very professional. They did it within like 45 minutes. They did both of them. Everything from soup to nuts on this, and I'm very, very glad that I had someone like a professional do this, because this is the one thing that I did not want to fool around with. You're talking about noises while driving at high speeds if you don't put the urethane on properly, delamination if you don't put the primer on properly. You might not seat the seal on properly, and you know there's so much room for error that with a $700 rear windshield and an $800 front windshield, you don't want to make that mistake at all. So I left it to the professionals. They did a great job. Here, check it out. I just put the trunk back on. Actually, I was able to align the trunk too. There are a whole lot of defroster lines here. 1, 2, 3, 4 per side. So yeah, I mean, everything's seated really nicely. So I'm very, very happy about how this turned out. There's a couple of ripples here, but this is way worse already. It's coming it's actually going away quite easily now that the sun is kind of beating down on it and stretching out all that rubber. So the rear looks really good. Those fine defroster lines are barely visible, which is exactly what I think BMW wanted with this, is to have full visibility for the rear. And I think that they definitely achieved that. This is really, really nice. Let's take a look at the front. So this one here is the front. They did a good job here. You can see, I mean, paint's not so bad myself, if I don't say so. But everything turned out really good. I got to put the rain gutters in. I got to polish the roof. And I think that as I'm polishing and sanding everything, obviously I'm going to be taping up everything here just to make sure that there are no issues and you know, no dirt gets in there or anything like that. But I am really happy about how things turned out. And that just about does it for me, guys. Awesome, awesome, very happy about how this turned out. On to the next.